do things have a reason to happen ever? So, like it's a technique that I use for shadow work. When you have a fragment of yourself that has taken off, become shadow content, it's a dissociated aspect of your soul. Um, one thing that I use for them, because they can't reconnect with what there's something going on in their head, their delusion, they don't know what's actually going on, these little fragments. And so you come back to them years later and you're like, how am I gonna make this part of myself think that everything is okay and see that its problems are not really relevant anymore, what it was thinking. So it's a spell that I'll use on them if I'm having a tricky time or I just don't want to do it, I don't have the energy. When I'm doing shadow work, I will cast on that aspect of myself um, to um, I tap it into its intuition and cause it to understand, like its own pure intuition. Like if you can tap um, into the kind of all knowing that God or whatever aspect, it's like um, it's really hard to describe, but it's like an inherent power that we all have, or maybe not everyone, I don't know, is actually capable of doing this, but cause that aspect to um, recognize everything, not just what's happened, but what you can do, what everything that's just happened, or anything that's going to happen, or either or. But really, for that sort of thing, it only matters what has happened before. Now, you cast that spell upon it, and it realizes, wow, all of this stuff has happened so far, and I am actually, it recognizes that its problems aren't problems anymore, or its imaginings aren't problems anymore, or ever were, maybe, perhaps. But you can do this on the conscious as well of a person. Um, so that doing that spell causes the fragment to reassimilate into the soul, or into the individual, because it's not, there's nothing there for it to cause it to exist anymore. So you can do that to people's consciousness as well. Like there's a state where you reach like ultimate awareness. Like you can be aware of everything that's happened and the future as well, I guess. But it's it's not something that you want to maintain unless you want to have no emotion, no reaction, no suspense in your story, no intrigue for yourself if you knew everything that had happened, or sorry, everything that will happen. But to know everything that has happened and to understand that it's a spell that you can cast. It's maybe a little bit challenging if you don't understand those particular functions but you can just go for a shot at it and it might work. But yeah, people do things for reasons sometimes, and it can be really hard. But if we can look into the future and understand that everything is what would have been the alternative, or even look in the past before your actions, what it would be, what would have happened if there was none of your actions, and what would the ultimate cause of that be? So it's difficult. However, it's something that I learned, like, working with the demons and stuff. I'm a Satanist. I'm a demonologist. Obviously, esoteric Satanist. Some people aren't. A lot of people aren't. But I do still consider myself a Satanist because I spent a lot of time working with demons. But it's something in my path with them that it seems like they can stop you from doing things or influence you in ways that make you do certain things instead of other things. And then to go back and look at it before, the worst fluke is usually for a very good reason, for what happened after it. And even if it was a bad thing that you did, it changes the fate of the world, whatever you do. So, like, if I went and bought a coffee and then came back and somebody had started talking to me, but I'd given them like 15 minutes to calm down or whatever it is, like, it could be the difference between a make and break, just that one simple action. It could change that can change people's lives. Like, if you didn't, and then if I texted you earlier, we would have been in a text conversation, and then you wouldn't have gone and done that and made that person feel better or something. You could have a healing at work. But if I had texted you, you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have. So really, what is the purpose of all of that? Well, my purpose is just saying that things happen for reasons. Things happen for good reasons, and people have to do things that are hard sometimes, because in hindsight, if you can be capable of seeing at least vaguely the factors which are involved, then you can maybe divination, if you're not like super psychic, third eye, or whatever. You can just look at your past and think about the actions, and if that hadn't happened, then where would we all be now? I guess is a good way to put it. And that's kind of all that's coming to my mind right now. So I wish you the best or the worst, and